Virgos, welcome to your February 2021 personal growth and spiritual growth lesson for the month. Ooh, you've got love on your mind and long-term marriage. Looks like there's a little bit of disappointment that it hasn't worked out yet. It's kind of like you feel as if you've been putting in your due diligence. You feel as if you've been doing everything right to get a wifey or a husband or a they, whichever way you go. Um, and you're kind of at a place of a little bit of disappointment that it hasn't panned out yet. An example that I could think of to give you, it's like that person who, let's just use the stereotypical gender norms too, guys. It's like that man who goes to medical school and just assumes, oh, after medical school, figure out I as the man just have to go get a solid career and be able to provide. And so now that you're out of medical school, you do have an expectation of the perfect woman's supposed to roll right in, right? Because you've done everything you were supposed to do to be a good father, a good husband. And that just isn't panning out for you. It didn't work out the way that you thought it would. So there's a little bit of disappointment there. But you are close to the end of your growth cycle for being able to be happily married. And whether it's married or not, it's happily cohabitating with someone who wants to grow old with you. So let's get a little more cards in here so we can see what your growth is, what you have to do to get it. Because you got the World card reversed, so you're close to getting there. Don't give up. Oh, okay. So one of your lessons, Virgos, in terms of love, it's about. It looks like before it was a situation where you're until I know that they're the one, or until I know that they're perfect, I'm not going to put energy and effort in because I've already done enough. With the example I gave you for becoming a doctor, I've already done enough, right? So that put the other person always in a position of having to prove themselves to you, which was never fun for any of the people that you were dating, which is kind of why they would back out. They'd come on strong wow, who's this amazing, gorgeous person, but then they would kind of back off a little. It's because they were okay, come on, I can't have to prove that I like you every time I'm hanging out, right? I can't prove that I can't every time I come over I can't do a grand gesture damn, can we just chill a little? Can we just come over and chill and vibe, Okay, so it's about doing the actions because it feels good. And as much as, yes, our relationships feel better when there's reciprocal, I like you, it's about being willing to admit that sometimes when you do things, it is for you to feel good. If the other person receives it very well and good and enjoys it, it makes it even better. But you got to be willing to put in effort because it feels good, not because it's going to get you a result. That's another lesson of yours. You used to put in effort if I'll do this so that she'll do this. I'll take her to a nice dinner so that she'll do blah, blah, blah later in the bedroom. Whatever it was. Not to say it didn't have to be sexual, but I wanted to give you guys an example. That's another little lesson that you guys kind of have to learn to wrap up the growth you're going through so that you can be happily married. Wow, you got another one. Okay, so you also have a little bit of belief that love is a burden. That love is a burden, that family is a burden, and it's kind of you're already over giving to other areas in your family life, maybe cousins, mom, dad, whatever. You're kind of giving, and you're crap, do I really want to get married? Do I really want another person? Even though you want it, right? There's a part of you that wants it, and there's a part of you that doesn't want it. Law of attraction followers. Are you going to focus on the end of the stick that you do want, or are you going to focus on the end of the stick that you don't want? So it's just it's thinking, why would I want another person that I just have to take care of? Every time relationships are a burden you got to do for them. Sure, you get back to you, but and what you got your little lesson there is recognizing that yes, your plate is full, your love bucket's full. You will give a little less to your current family. And that will go towards the new person in your life. Not a, I've got to do this, and you kind of splash and add them in whenever you have room. But it's you got to be willing to prioritize the new dominant relationship in your life, right? Because, yeah, your parents birthed you, your parents gave you life, your parents, everyone's situation is different. Some of your parents helped you get to where you're at right now, literally. Some of them halfway helped you, some of them didn't help you at all. But for example's sake, they did help you get to where you are, okay? But they're not going to be the ones there for you when you're dying. So you're going to be given a little bit less so that you have some energy to give to the new person. Okay, and the effort that you put in, now that you're no longer doing it to get a result, right? You're doing it because it genuinely feels good to build new friendships. It genuinely feels good to expand your network. It feels good to see others thrive. It feels good to contribute to other people's success. It's about recognizing that it's not work. Even though there may be energy expended, there may be a focus, masculine energy drive there of, okay, I will pick up the dry cleaning. I will make the meal for tonight, right? Effort, energy. But instead of, I'm not watching the football game because I'm making dinner for my family, that's a little bit of sacrifice in there. That's a little bit of that hustle energy, which you don't want. For love, you want the whole, of course I love putting my time, energy, effort into my family because it's so rewarding. It's reciprocal. It's mutual nourishment. So it's recognizing that love isn't work. It does take energy. It does take effort, but it's not work. Are there times where you have to dedicate time? Hey, we're not on the same page. We need to dedicate some time. It's probably going to take us 30 minutes. It's probably, why don't we just let ourselves have a couple hours, right? Because it's not just a sit down, boom, 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 boom. How do you feel? You got to recognize, Virgos, that sometimes the conversation is an evolving one, and it's a conversation that you gain some clarity. You revisit later in that day when you both had a little more time to think about it. You talk later that night, and it's like, okay, we reached a certain point. Let's reconvene tomorrow or in a couple days. That will help smooth over your relationships a little bit because you kind of have some fast energy in there of like, nope, here's the problem, because you're a really good problem solver. Here's the problem. Here's how we can fix it. Or if you've learned to be more collaborative already, here's the problem. Here's one way I've thought of that we can solve it. What are some things? Like sometimes the other person didn't realize it was a problem. And then once they recognize, oh, that is a problem, they might need a little time to brainstorm. Collaboration, Virgo. Okay, and so the one that's going to help you do all those others, right? Because all of those are asking you for a lot of changes. And you guys are probably going to want to rewatch this and like write all of those down because each of those is a practice, something that you need to become aware of. Oh, write them down. You're going to need to become aware of all of these and just kind of start practicing them. And these will be easy shifts if you just dedicate a little bit of time to becoming aware. But it's about recognizing that partnerships, relationships, is about matching with someone who wants the same thing as you. If you partner with someone who wants the same thing as you, it's not going to feel like as much work as it's been in the past for you, Virgos. The person who wants to retire on land and build out their own house probably wouldn't be a good idea for you to partner with someone who's like a city person, high rise, fancy dinners, wants to go to all the galas, wants to fly private and travel somewhere. That's probably not a good person to match with, right? That kind of relationship is always going to feel like work, like okay, I have to shut down and wind down my simple life I have here on land, out in nature, and go put on a show and be around people in the city high society life. And that person's going to feel the same. Like, I'm sacrificing to be out here with you. Why not just partner with someone who's, oh my God, I've always wanted to live out in land. I've always wanted my husband to build our home. And I've always wanted to help, right? But just seeing a man build a home just always turned me on a little bit. It's recognizing when you partner with someone who wants the same vision as you, and I'm not talking about emotional intimacy, I like to cuddle in the morning, The same end goal vision. I want to be surrounded by lots of kids. I want to be surrounded by no kids. I just want to be more of like an aunt or a grandma, not really have kids of my own. When you partner with someone who has the same type of vision for how they ideally like to spend their day, how they ideally like to spend their weeks, their months, their years, relationships are going to be so much smoother for you, Virgos. Okay, there's a couple more lessons in here for you. So give me some comments below, guys. It's always way more fun for me when you guys comment. So, okay. Okay, so we're going to go back to you're feeling a little disappointed right now about the whole you thought you were doing everything to get love, and now you're realizing, oh, just getting the degree, the fancy job, the high salary, that wasn't enough. But of course it's not, guys, because, as much as money provides stability and safety and security, and that's nice, there's also like that love, that when they put their hand on your hips, do you like how that feels? Or when you put your hand on their hips, do you like that energy exchange between you and the other person? That matters too, So it looks like before in your attempts for love, you I don't want to say you rushed it, but you kind of would go, okay, here's the next person who's in my life. Let's go all in. And when you go all in with a little bit of like rush, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of like kind of maturing the relationship before it was there, like expecting like, okay, you're the next person. Hey, you're not acting like a wife. Hey, you're not acting like a wife, but it's because they're down here. You just met them. It's been a month. Right. So it's like this pressure of you should be up here. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. But it's like, the journey, the time to get there. So when you kind of learn to slow down a little bit, Knight of Pentacles, you learn to slow down a little bit, and that goes into your other lesson of when you put an effort, it's fun, right? Like Valentine's Day. If you're the one that's planning the date, is there work? Is there effort? Is there dedicated time, focus spent there? Yes, but when you get to see the smile on the other person's face, you're in enjoyment. When you get to go there and go, oh, I did a good job, you're in enjoyment. So it's not about trying to, I got the best restaurant, I got the highest quality flowers, do, right? Work, effort, and rushing it. It's, okay, let's see. I like this, my babe likes that. Oh, there's this new restaurant in town where we both can eat what we like. How wonderful, right? So it can be an enjoyable process. But when you learn to kind of just recognize, okay, I've known this person a month, I want to make sure I'm partnered with someone with the same end goal vision in mind. So that is kind of, you do ask questions, qualifying questions beginning like, well, yeah, hey, so do you always see yourself living in a condo? Do you want to buy your own house? Do you want to make your own house? Do you just see yourself with kids? So you want to ask those questions to make sure you're on the same page for the type of life you want to live. But from there, so that way all your time, energy, focus, and effort is going towards someone who wants the same thing as you, so no time is wasted. But then you can allow yourself to take a breath, to relax, and enjoy the discovery of getting to know them, to allow the relationship to unfold organically, instead of, hey, they didn't bring me like a little gift, why not? They weren't thinking about me. Like that's that old pressure, that old you. Now, okay, and that's also going to help you avoid a lot of fights and a lot of conflicts in relationships. It's going to help you avoid a lot of fights once you guys do that. Okay, we got a little bit more for you, Virgo. Okay, it's on the same kind of lesson. When you used to kind of like rush in with that energy of like, okay, let's see if we can go all the way. One, it's going to take pressure off the other person, which will then take pressure off of you. And it's almost as if there's a little bit of pressure of, hey, I did this, so you should be doing that because I'm thinking long term. And then what happens when you try to rush the relationship? You're like, well, fine, if you're not thinking long term, then neither am I. Now the other person's more invested than you are. And now then they're going to be like, wait, why aren't you matching me here? Oh, I guess they don't like me. Oh, you like me that little? Boom. And it's like your relationships were deteriorating. Well, I like you less. Oh, I like you less still. Oh, I like you less still. Well, I like you. That does not sound fun. So it will take that pressure off and it won't feel that way, Virgo, anymore. And it's kind of knowing, it's not sneaky, but it's sometimes you don't feel comfortable directly asking for your needs and trusting that they'll meet them. So you'll do something like, instead of saying, hey babe, if you would come over and spend the night and sleep with headphones in your ears, like it would really mean a lot to me. Right? I have a need. I need to sleep peacefully, quietly at night. Would you please wear headphones? Or if not, is there another thing you could think of? Right? Instead of the whole, here, I bought you headphones, you better wear them. If you don't wear them, you don't love me, right? Okay, so that's a little aggressive, the way that example was. Or that could also look like, hey, I wanted to listen to something else as I fell asleep, so I'm going to wear headphones. If you were also considerate, you would wear headphones too. Like, and those may not be the best examples I gave you, but it's just knowing that you can be clear in what it is you need. Are you going to like wipe out a segment of people who don't know how to be clear and don't like clear communication as dating partners? Yeah, but come on, guys. That's not going to be a healthy long-term relationship anyway. That's going to be a relationship of work. I got to like think, how do I have to ask this so that they'll do it? And it's just knowing that your needs can't get met. That some people go, oh, you like that? I want to do that then. But it's trusting that they're going to have some balance too. Like, oh, you like that? Like, I would want to do that for you. Okay, hold on. I need to do this though. So can I do that for you Friday? So it's that trust of like integrity. And the more that you can get to integrity with yourself by identifying your need, knowing that there's someone out there who's going to love meeting that need, right? Because like someone with a high libido, instead of trying to like, wow, I did the dishes, so they don't have to do that anymore, then they should be having sex with me. None of that sneaky shit anymore. Just partner with someone who also has as high of a libido as you, right? All right, one more card wants to come out. Yeah, guys, you're really learning how to love, how to be loved. This is like a month of you're going to be dropping on old unhelpful coping mechanisms, like you're just going to be dropping old ways of being, and you're just going to kind of just have these moments of epiphanies where you realize there's a better way to do things, a different way to do things that actually gets you what you want. So some people will probably be like at the end of the month, like, wow, you're a totally different person. Wow, you're so much more calm. Wow, you're so much more like you're gonna be going through a month like that, Virgo. All right, so drop a comment. Let me know if you have any more questions, if you want me to expand on any of these topics we talked about. Give it a thumbs up. And if you do want help with this growth, I actually have a course that's perfect for this, Becoming Who You Really Are. So if you would like some additional support more than I can give in a video, I have a course open. I have a mastermind opening. I have an in-person, very COVID-safe in-person retreat coming up in a couple months. If you want any of that type of support, just send me an email, kelly@kellylunt.com, KELLYLUNT. And just let me know a little bit about what's going on, and we'll talk. See what works best for you in terms of support that you're looking for to get you the result that you want. But I love you guys. Bye.